fly ball, right field. See ya! A home run for James Loney, and now it's 3-1 Red Sox. That one is driven to right field. It's deep. It is gone. The game is tied at 3. A pinch hit, 2-run home run for Ibanez. About as clutch could be. Grounded left side and through for a base hit. Here comes Cervelli. Here's the throw. It's not in time. The magic number is 1. The Yankees win 4-3. And after the magic of last night, the magic number is indeed 1. If the Yankees win, they have the best record in the American League. And if the Orioles lose, the Yankees clinch the American League East. It is time for baseball as Kia Motors presents the Wednesday game of the week. It's the New York Yankees against the Boston Red Sox in the final game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball, along with Ken Singleton and David Cohn. I'm Michael Kay. Pretty special night. The Yankees were 3 outs away from a disappointing loss and being tied atop the American League East. But they showed some grittiness and some guttiness.
When you think about it, Michael, the Yankees win was kind of unexpected last night. In those situations, they had not won a game going into the 9th inning trailing. 0-58 those situations. But last night, Raul Ibanez with the big hit, the 2-run homer off the bench, a pinch hit home run, tied the game, and the Yankees went on to win in the 12th. Raul Ibanez with another big hit. When you think about it, those are the type of wins to propel teams during the regular season and maybe into the postseason in this instant.
Now, the key is you win that game. You can't forget about this game, David, because Herb Brooks once said after the U.S. hockey team beat the Russians, if you don't win the next game, you'll take it to your deathbed. The Yankees have to win tonight.
Well, they do. You know, you got to finish what you started. The Yankees have turned their season around after having blown a 10-game lead. Baltimore's given them no room to breathe at all. So the Yankees really have earned their way in. That's probably going to pay off in the postseason for them because they've really had to win almost every game down the stretch. And if you don't win tonight, that just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Everything's up in the air. Even if you back in and the Orioles lose, that's not the way you want to do it. You want to celebrate here at Yankee Stadium. You got a chance to drink some champagne. You want to get it done right here.
All right, tonight, let's take a look at tonight's New York Lottery pitching matchup. Daisuke Matsuzaka. Bobby Valentine said he's on a very short leash tonight. 1-6, 7.68 ERA. And for the Yankees, it's Hiroki Kuroda. Kuroda 15-11 with a 3.34 ERA. Coming up, we revisit some of the magic from last night. What an unbelievable ending. What an unbelievable win for the Yankees. We'll see what the participants had to say. That's coming up next right here on Yes. The Yankees have had this year, and then in the 12th, one better. He singles through the left side of the infield, That scores Francisco Cervelli, and the Yankees are one game away from clinching the American League East. Afterward, what did Ibanez think?
It feels great. It feels great. You know, we stuck together. We stayed after him, and we were able to pull it out.
Obviously, there's a lot of excitement when Raul's ball goes out, and there's even more excitement when his ball goes through. Iglesias seems to get to everything he hit, and that one he wasn't able to get to tonight.
Try not to do too much, and you know, it's crunch time for us right now. We all know that, and you know, we did it together as a team.
You think about the last homestand, the important 2-run homer he had to tie the game, whatever inning that was, the 13th, and then to have the 2-run homer tonight in the 9th, and then the game winner. Raul's a professional hitter.
We've been battling this team, the resiliency and the character in there, the fight in this team. It's extraordinary, so it's a lot of fun.
If you win the division. That's the bottom line, and we have a chance to have the best record, and that's the bottom line, and that's a good feeling that you can control that.
So it comes down to game 162. The first 161, there have been a lot of highlights. What does it mean? It means they're 94 and 67, but they still need to win this game. Game 162. Lineup, first pitch, baseball next. Burger, the most creative and fun restaurant on earth. Visit gburger.com. And by Atlantic City, do anything, do everything, do AC. Well, the lineup cards have been exchanged. You wonder, is that the last time Bobby Valentine will bring out the lineup card for the Red Sox? A report out today said that he's going to be fired once the season is over. There's one game left for the Red Sox. There are more for the Yankees. But the Yankees have taken the field, and why don't we take a look at the Red Sox starting lineup that Hiroki Kuroda is going to have to face, and it's brought to you by Bank of America. The center fielder, Jacoby Ellsbury, leads off. Batting second and playing second, Dustin Pedroia. Daniel Nava at left field will hit third. Cleaning up the right fielder, Cody Ross. James Loney at first base will bat fifth. Batting sixth and catching, Jared Saltalamacchia. Ryan LaBarnway, the DH, will bat seventh. Pedro Siriaco is at third baseman. He'll hit eighth. And batting ninth and playing shortstop is Jose Iglesias.
There's a veteran on the mound for the Yankees tonight, 37-year-old Hiroki Kuroda, 1-1 in his career against the Boston Red Sox. Great numbers this year. This is his 33rd start. That's a career high. His record 15-11, good ERA. Innings pitched, less hits than innings pitched. The opponent's hitting just .249. Here's our pitcher scatter report on Mr. Kuroda. 1, and it's done. The Yankees would take the division with a win tonight. I mentioned career highs both in wins and in innings pitched. And Hideo Nomo is the only Japanese-born Major League pitcher that has more wins than Hiroki Kuroda. So he has really come on this year. His 15 wins are a career high, and he's done a good job for the Yankees.
Now let's check out the defense behind Kuroda, and it's brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. It's Ichiro in left and Granderson in center with Nick Swisher over and right. In the infield, it's A-Rod, Jeter, Cano and Teixeira. That's third to first. Russell Martin is behind the plate. With Kenny just to tell, Hiroki Kuroda is on the mound. The math is simple, everybody. The Yankees win. They clinch the East. They clinch the best record in the American League, which ensures them of having home field advantage in the first two rounds of the playoffs. Or if the Orioles lose, the Yankees clinch. But as David said, you don't want to back in that way. You want to win this game.
Exactly. You have a chance to end it right here. You have a chance to celebrate in front of the Yankee Stadium crowd, and then relax for a few days. Watch everybody else scramble.
Game 162. Pretty neat season when it comes down to 162 to decide a lot. There were 5 game 162s today that had playoff implications and decided seedings, and that's pretty amazing for the game. So Jacoby Ellsbury digs in. The Red Sox will finish a disappointing season. Hiroki Kuroda is ready, and let's do it here in the Bronx. The first pitch is low, and we are underway. C.B. Buckner is the home plate umpire tonight. And the 1-0. There's a base hit to right field. Why don't we check out the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. Yesterday it was a miserable night. Kind of humid tonight, 70 degrees, 91% humidity, not much wind, and the forecast does have some scattered showers.
Well, the Red Sox have seen a lot of Kuroda this year. This is his 5th start against the Boston Red Sox. He is 1-0 with a couple of no decisions against the Red Sox. Make that 3 no decisions against the Red Sox this year.
Here's Dustin Pedroia. It was Pedroia's text to Bobby Valentine yesterday that caused Bobby Valentine to fall off his bike in Central Park and skin his knees and also hurt his hip. Pedroia had texted him to say, "I'm playing tonight despite having a broken finger." Bobby was reading it, looked up, there were people in front of him, he swerved, fell down a ravine. He is obviously okay. Check swing, slow ground ball to second base. Cano fields, and he will get Pedroia as Ellsbury moves to second.
I'm sure he wasn't expecting Pedroia to be in the lineup, but you know, you're not supposed to be texting and driving. We all know that.
Been that kind of year for Bobby.
Yes, it has. Fortunately, he's okay.
Here's Daniel Nava. Crowd seems like it's prime tonight. Louder than usual. A lot at stake. Pitch is low to Nava.
I think one thing you'll watch from Kuroda as Nava's at the plate here is keep the ball down, see if his splitter's working early. He's got a good slider. He's had it for most of the season, and just enough fastball to elevate from time to time.
The 1-0. There's that fastball. 2-0.
So important in these big games like this. Playoff atmosphere. You can sense that the fans understand it. Yankee fans are the best because they know big moments. They know history. But for Kuroda's sake, try to get out of this inning. Give your team a chance to score first. So important in these type of games.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Although it did not work last night that way for the Yankees. They came back and won. It seems to get everybody off to a good start when your team scores first.
There's a strike, 2-1.
Kuroda this year, even though we talked about maybe he hasn't pitched as well as of late, he is clearly the best pitcher on the Yankees this year, and certainly in that rotation. Sabathia, a couple stints on the DL, although he did end up with 200 innings. But Kuroda, a mainstay all year, a model of consistency, and coming from the National League West to the American League East, really proved a lot.
Grounded to first. Teixeira steps on the bag for the second out as Ellsbury moves to third. First 9 games, Kuroda really had to wonder, is this another National League pitcher that's going to fail in the American League? Bloated ERA, but the last 23, he's been the pitcher the Yankees hoped he would be. 12-5, 2.94. Great walk to strikeout ratio. The month of September has been a little difficult for him. I don't know if it's fatigue, but Yankees are hoping that he steps it up in the game tonight and obviously in the postseason.
Yeah, this is the most innings he's ever pitched, the most wins he's ever had in a season.
Here's Cody Ross. Pitch outside, 1-0.
But 10 of his 15 wins have come here at Yankee Stadium, so he has made the new Yankee Stadium his home in his first year here.
A win, and he would tie Phil Hughes for the most wins on the Yankee staff with 16. The 1-0 to Ross. That one is looped into left field. That's going to dunk in for a base hit as Ellsbury will score. So Cody Ross with the RBI single. The Red Sox are up.
It looked like a slider that was up somewhat. Let me get a better look here. Yep, that one wasn't quite knee high, down and away. It was off the end of the bat. That's why it looped into left field and dunked in front of Ichiro in left. Watch him reach out and just touch it.
Just up enough so he can elevate it to get it over the infield.
There's James Loney. Loney had that home run against Soriano in the 9th inning yesterday, made it 3-1. Strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, Loney had been a career-long Dodger. Came up through their system, 7 years with the Dodgers, and all of a sudden, on August 25th, he finds out he's headed to Boston in a 9-player trade.
Count 0-2.
I know for players who have been with come up through organizations, and when you get traded that first time, it can be somewhat traumatic.
In Loney's case, I got traded for who?
That's a big time players. How much money involved? I need a raise.
Runner goes. Pitches outside. Throw to second. Got it. So Martin guns down Cody Ross. Derek Jeter applied the tag. But the Red Sox score a run on 2 hits. Nobody left on base. Red Sox won. And the Yankees coming to bat. Off, batting second and playing left field, Ichiro Suzuki. At third base, Alex Rodriguez will bat third. Cleaning up, second baseman Robinson Cano. Nick Swisher is in right field, will bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing first base, Mark Teixeira. The center fielder is Curtis Granderson, hitting seventh. The hero from last night, the designated hitter Raul Ibanez, is in the eighth slot. And batting ninth and catching, Russell Martin.
Daisuke Matsuzaka is 3-3 in his career against the New York Yankees. He gets a start tonight for the Boston Red Sox in the season finale for Boston. He's made just 10 starts this year. He's had some injury problems over the years. You can see his record. His numbers are not very good. He has struggled, to say the least. Our pitcher scout report on Matsuzaka. 2 years and a day. That's how long it's been since he's pitched against the New York Yankees. Back in 2010 on October 2nd was the last time he faced the Yankees. The only team he has beaten this season is the Kansas City Royals, and this is his 116th and probably last start for the Boston Red Sox. His contract runs out. Remember, he came over as a heralded free agent from Japan. Started out very well. Had 1 year where he was 18-3, but the injuries, including Tommy John surgery, really set him back.
Bobby Valentine said today, Matsuzaka is on a very short leash. Here's Derek Jeter. Pitch outside. Even at his best, he takes a lot of time between pitches, throws a lot of pitches, and usually has gone after 5 because his pitch count's over 100. Grounded foul. Evan Longoria with a home run. Puts Tampa Bay up 1-0. Chris Tillman against Jeremy Hellickson in that game. High fly ball. Right center. Ellsbury is there to make the play for the first out. Why don't we check out the Red Sox defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Nava, Ellsbury, and Ross left to right in the outfield. In the infield, it's Siriaco at third. Slick fielding shortstop is Iglesias, Pedroia at second, and Loney at first. Salta Lamacchia behind the plate, and Daisuke Matsuzaka is on the mound. Here's Ichiro. As a New York Yankee, Ichiro hitting .324. 284 overall, but coming over and donning pinstripes, he suddenly found his mojo. Popped up. Siriaco makes the play for the second out.
One thing you might notice about tonight's pitchers, they both wear the same number. Number 18. And in Japan, that number is almost like a sacred number, because that means you are the ace of the staff. And when you wear that number, it goes back to the 1930s. There's a pitcher in Japanese baseball who was considered to be their best pitcher, and that's the number he had. So if you get the number 18 in Japan, you are actually Ichiban, which would be number 1.
Here's A-Rod. And he pops it up. Pedroia makes the play, and that will do it. A 6-pitch, 1-2-3 inning for Matsuzaka. After 1, it's 1-0 Red Sox. Most disappointing part of the Red Sox season. Your choices: injuries, the starting rotation, trading away talent. You can text your vote to 42951. Standard text messaging rates apply. So the Yankees made it easy for Matsuzaka in the bottom of the first, going down 1-2-3. Here's James Loney. He swings at the first pitch and grounds it to Cano. 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's get an update from Bob Arans back in the studio. Bob will be keeping an eye on that for us all night, so I'll have all the updates.
You know, it might have been a different year for the Tampa Bay Rays if they had had Evan Longoria all season long.
Here is Jared Saltalamacchia. Count 1-0. High pop-up. Right field. Swisher with the second out. Stay tuned during the 6th inning for a sneak peek at Liam Neeson's new action film, Taken 2.
So if you're on the Texas Rangers right now, you're sitting in the clubhouse probably watching this game or Baltimore's game. Are you in the air flying around waiting to see where you got to go? Or
I was thinking they'd probably want to get out of Oakland.
And congratulations have to go to the A's, defeating the Texas Rangers and winning the American League West.
A sweep.
Billy Beane and Bob Melvin, all the organization is right. What a job. Won 68 of their last 101 games.
The Rangers were in first place for 176 days until today. And that dates back to April 9th. And it all went away in a 3-game set. The 2-0 to LaVarn way. 3-0. And that's how it finished up.
So obviously, if the Yankees win and Baltimore wins, Baltimore will have a better record than the Rangers. So the wild card game would go to Baltimore.
Now the math that Yankee fans have to know: if they win, they get everything they need. They're the American League East champions. They have home field advantage for the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. If they lose, then things get a little complicated with tiebreakers.
I like what David said. Win. Just go on from there.
Just keep the momentum going. They played so well down the stretch to hold off Baltimore up to this point.
Pitch to Siriaco is outside.
That's the type of momentum that can carry over into a postseason. A team that's been pushed down the stretch.
Well, the Yankees have been in first place the last 30 days without having a lead of more than 1.5 games. That's being pushed.
The 0-1. Strike. And 2.
And since 1900, only one team had a longer streak of that kind at any point of the season. 1956 Milwaukee Braves, 33 straight days, May 3rd to June 4th. But the Yankees, this year's Yankees, are the first team in Major League history to fashion such a streak during a season in September or later. Down the stretch, they come.
C.B. Buckner tells the scoreboard it's off. It's a 1-1 count, not 0-2. So the crowd was getting excited thinking it was 2 strikes. Now it is 1-2.
All right, David, here's your chance to work Siriaco over. Where you going, way down or way up?
Well, we saw it last night, where, obviously Siriaco's not looking to walk. He's a free swinger. He's burned the Yankees all year long. But the only time they've had success is really going in the dirt or way up and out of the zone, just to see if you can take advantage of that over-aggressiveness. So if you're Russell Martin and you're Kuroda on the mound, you got to find out right here just how far he'll chase.
Grounded sharply to second. Cano is there. He'll get Siriaco, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Robinson Cano will lead it off. Season tickets are on sale right now. Don't miss a minute of the action as the Yankees go for their 28th World Championship. Individual seats, group tickets, and luxury suites are all available. Now, for more information and to purchase your 2012 New York Yankees postseason tickets, just visit Yankees.com or call 212-YANKEES today. Steve Sciarippa and Joe Piscopo at the game. Here's Robinson Cano against Matsuzaka. Worked a 1-2-3 first. Cano with an 8-game hitting streak, and each of those games, multiple hit games. A base hit for Cano, a 9-game hitting streak. Yankees are off and running. Go yap about tonight's game on Sports Yapper, free on all iPhones and Androids.
You know, from time to time, we've talked about Cano not hustling out the box. This time he sensed he might have had a double. He was really rolling around first base and had to slam on the brakes. Watch the base hit. If Cody Ross bobbles this at all, he's going to be at second. Well, he gets it started here for the Yankees in the second inning.
There's Nick Swisher. Nick's been on fire his last 15 games, hitting .392, 22 for 56.
You know you're really hitting well when you're able to stay back and hit a 55-mile-an-hour curveball that he hit last night from Padilla. I asked Nick before the game how did he do it. He said they pressed the reset button.
Count 1-1.
And Swisher moved around the Yankees batting order all year long, up and down. Finds himself in the 5-hole now with Teixeira backing him up.
Count 2-1. This is why you're kind of surprised at the way the Yankees approached the first inning, jumping on first pitches, because Matsuzaka will pitch himself into full counts. He's got so many pitches and variations on a lot of his pitches that he tries everything and doesn't want to throw the ball over the plate. And it would seem to be the Yankees would be a bad match for him because they do take pitches.
One thing that might have told you about the first inning, though, Michael, he might have looked pretty hittable on those first pitches. You know what I mean? Right towards the middle of the plate.
Really close as CB Buckner doesn't think so.
He's outside.
See if it breaks around the plate. Boy, that's pretty close. I'm wanting that one if I'm on the mound. Looked like it shaved the black.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I'll give you that.
That one he gets a strike on. 3-2.
Well, you bring up a good point, Michael, because even in Matsuzaka's great year in 2008, he was 18-3 with a 2.90 ERA. He walked 94 batters in 167 2/3 innings. So he does tend to have a lot of deep counts. He will give you some free passes.
Runner goes. Pitch is low. A walk to Swisher. First and second, nobody out.
There you go, David. There's easy pass. Now, remember when he first came over to the United States from Japan, there was a lot of hype involved. And they had to pay a posting fee, first of all, the Red Sox, about $50 million to his former team, the St. Louis Lions. And then they had to sign him. So they spent well over $100 million to get this pitcher.
Here's Mark Teixeira, and you can see the Red Sox bullpen is getting ready. We told you that Valentine said short leash. That's a short leash. First sign of trouble, he's getting people up. Teixeira had a rough night last night. He said he thanked Raul Ibanez 100 times.
You're on a team, your teammates pick you up from time to time, and Raul picked up about 39 players last night.
Teixeira was 0 for 6. Every time he came up, there were people on base, but he has good numbers against Matsuzaka. 2-1. So the approach much different in the second inning. Last night, Teixeira left 9 runners on base. He was the cleanup hitter for the Yankees. Tonight he's batting 6th. The 2-1. 2-2. Now what he's trying to do is get his swing down in the major leagues. He has not played much for the last month and a half because of the calf injury, and simulated games down in Tampa. That's not going to get it done. And then he's thrust into a game like last night, and although he hit the home run on Monday, yesterday he just seemed out of sync. Two. Swing and a miss. So he strikes out. Leaves 2 more runners on. Let's see how they went after him. And we'll look at it with the Mazda pitch by pitch.
The last pitch was the best fastball of the night. Started with a curve, hit the outside corner. 2 sinkers missed. Fouled one off. That was up a bit. There's best fastball. Right on by for strike 3.
He had a little extra on that last one, up to 93. I was noticing, obviously he's had elbow surgery, he's still building up arm strength. He was a mid-90s guy back before the surgery.
Granderson, high fly ball right field. Ross backs up on the track at the wall. See ya! A 3-run home run for Curtis Granderson, and the Yankees are up 3-1.
Matsuzaka, it looked like he got a little happy after he struck out Teixeira because this pitch is almost the same place, maybe a little more in, but Granderson not quite sure. He didn't really drive it, but it was far enough to get to the seats.
And there's a strike to Ibanez.
Cody Ross with the courtesy look. Number 42 for Curtis Granderson on the season.
42 and 105.
And 2 on Ibanez.
You know, I've seen that in the past. A pitcher strikes a hitter out, just blows it on by. Then he gets a little happy with the next guy. He thinks, oh, he falls into the same boat. Granderson's been playing. Teixeira hasn't. Michael made a good point about Teixeira. You know, simulated games are not the same.
And the guys throwing simulated games are kids or rehabbing players. The 0-2. Popped up, right side. That'll make the seats out of play. Well, this swing by Ibanez is going to go down as one of the biggest hits of the season for the Yanks.
Can you smell it, though? The Yankees classic? Oh, yes.
A 2-run pinch hit home run when things looked very, very bleak. Orioles had already won 1-0. Yankees were trailing 3-1, and then Ibanez, who's been hot in the last 10 games, stepped up off the bench and delivered. Swing and a miss. Ibanez down on strikes.
Now, as you might expect, in playoff type situations, the Orioles are in their clubhouse in Tampa Bay watching that. And from what I understand, there were a lot of upset Orioles when Ibanez hit that 2-run homer, and they left. They didn't stay. They didn't see the end of the game.
I talked to Buck Showalter today. He said when Ibanez hit that home run, I turned the TV off. He said I knew who was going to win. Russell Martin crushes one to left center field. That ball is deep. That ball is going to be one hop over the wall for double.
Good dead red first pitch fastball hitter. Martins always seems to be ready. You see him flip the bat because he know he got it.
Russell was putting on a show at batting practice today. I was down by the cage and he was hitting rockets into the seats. Very similar to that one. Jumped on a high fastball.
Here's Derek Jeter. Fly ball to center in the first inning. Martin's at second with 2 outs. 3 runs already in. Grounded to third. Siriaco tags out Martin for the final out of the second. But the damage has been done. Curtis Granderson hit it high, hit it far. A 3-run home run. Go to the third. 3-1 Yanks. The largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop theyankees.com shop. Here's Jose Iglesias. And Kuroda with a 3-1 lead deals high. The Lincoln scoreboard shows 3-3-0, leading 1-2-0. It'll be 9-1-2 in the Red Sox order here in the third. Popped up. Teixeira makes the play. 1 out.
That's knowing your home ballpark. Has it measured, reaches in, and got a little help from his teammates so he wouldn't fall in. Took that one last little glance. So Andrew Jones pointing it. It's over there. As if he needed any more help.
Here's Ellsbury, singled and scored in the first inning. And a strike.
You know, Michael, I mentioned about Kuroda, and I think, you know, the year he's had coming from the National League West and American League East, and one of the few pitchers to do that so well. He's almost been better in the American League East than he was over there in the West. But as far as the year goes, you know, you can look at a lot of numbers and crunch them, but Kuroda's WAR rating this year is 5th in the American League. Way head and shoulders above anybody else on the Yankee staff. He's got a 5.0 WAR.
Ground ball at Cano, and Ellsbury's out.
Leading the league this year is Verlander in Detroit, and Price from Tampa Bay is second. But Kuroda 5th in the league, you know, and we get carried away with WAR and sabermetrics, but, you know, WAR is sort of, you know, presents a number of wins a player added to the team above what a replacement player would add. The value includes defensive support and additional value for high leverage situations, but unquestionably, on a consistent level, Kuroda the best pitchers that the Yankees have had in their rotation all year.
Pedroia takes high.
And that's not a knock on Sabathia. It's just because he's been hurt a couple of times, been on the DL. Kuroda, consistent, taking the ball every start. Right here to the last game.
Fouled the other way.
You know I had to get at least one WAR reference in, you know, before the end of the year, right, Mike?
Of course. Bottom of the third inning. Longoria home run holding up.
As far as WAR is concerned, with position players, it takes in account the defensive abilities of players as well. So certain players right from the beginning are not going to rate as well, no matter what they do offensively. They're not going to be able to recount those, you know, get those WAR ratings because of the fact they're not as good defensively.
Well, no doubt about it. I mean, there's much more emphasis trying to quantify both defense, how many runs you save with your defense, and also base running. Yeah. Much more emphasis on that. You know, and a lot of talk about the Triple Crown and Miguel Cabrera and what such an impressive year he had. So much more goes into it now.
And Pedroia works a walk.
When you think about it, how many complete players are there? Guys who can do everything. There's not many.
I can tell you this. When I played for the Mets in 1988, Darryl Strawberry was in right field and Kevin McReynolds was in left field, and they both had MVP-type seasons. And they split the vote, and Kirk Gibson won the vote for the Dodgers that year in '88, if you remember the great postseason he had.
Yeah, but I think he only drove in 88 runs that year.
He did, and a lot of it was because McReynolds and Strawberry split the vote. And Keith Hernandez, the great first baseman, said you can't win the MVP without playing defense, and he was referring to Strawberry's defense.
Runner goes from first, pitch out, throw to second. Not in time. Stolen base for Pedroia.
Well, we talked about it last night. Pedroia trying to get that 20th stolen base, and he did. He wasn't wasting any time. He's jumping around trying to get a good jump, and he actually did. He got a rolling start. There's the tag. Did he miss the tag? Let's see if he gets around it. Captain didn't get the glove on it.
He knew Pedroia was going to push the system in this game any way he could.
2-0 to Nava.
But just to finish that point, Kenny, you know, it was interesting back in 1988. A lot of different criteria for how you vote for postseason awards. Nowadays, a little different. Some of the metrics used are, say, flawed, or maybe, you know, not quite believed in some circles. But I think it's a good idea to try to quantify defense because it's important, and base running. It's not just about home runs and RBIs.
Right to Cano. He flips to Teixeira, and they get Nava. No runs, no hits, one man left. We go to the bottom of the third. It will be Ichiro, A-Rod, and Cano. This is brought to you in part by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. By J&R Music and Computer World. And by Kettle One. Gentlemen, this is vodka. Please drink responsibly. River Avenue under the L. And that's the wall right behind the right field bleachers. And the bleacher creatures are happy right now as the Yankees lead this one 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the third. Here's Ichiro. Pitch outside, 1-0. Lincoln scoreboard, 3-1. Yankees lead. Yankees have been money here in the Bronx. They are 50-30 at Yankee Stadium. That's the best home mark of any team in Major League Baseball. Pitch outside. In fact, they've won 9 of their last 10 games here at home, so defending the home turf has allowed them to keep pace with the red-hot Orioles. July 18th is kind of a line of demarcation for the Yankees. After the games of July 18th, the Yankees led the Orioles by 10 games. Starting on July 19th, the Yankees have gone 37-33. The Orioles 46-24. And there's a strike. Grounded to first. Maloney, one away. And when you start the season, you go, well, where can the Yankees really pick up wins? And you say, well, maybe against the Orioles in those 18 games. Maybe Toronto will be up to snuff. You don't figure it's going to be against the Red Sox. If the Yankees win tonight, in 18 games against the Red Sox, they were 13-5. So it's hard to predict this game. You can't predict injuries, and you certainly can't predict the sort of trade that the Red Sox made. Here's A-Rod.
You're right, Mike, because in the past years, the Yankees were going 13-5 against Baltimore and hoping to split with the Red Sox.
Right. And they were 9-9 against the Orioles this year. Now, A-Rod popped up to second in the first inning. He's now gone 66 at-bats without an extra base hit. Significant? It's the longest streak of his career. He had gone 65 at-bats, the first 65 at-bats of his big league career without an extra base hit. His last extra base hit was a home run off Joel Peralta on September 14th. Has a base hit, but not an extra base hit.
Well, sometimes you got to walk before you run. And A-Rod is now 3 for 10 in this series.
Well, Alex Rodriguez has some speed at first base for sure. And the movie Taken 2 brings you bases taken. The stolen base leaders on the season. So Ichiro's with 13. Alex Rodriguez tied with 13. And those are with the Yankees for Ichiro. Eduardo Nunez 11. And Curtis Granderson 10.
Think about Alex. He's only been caught once. I think I'm going to catch that movie, though.
Cano hits one deep to right. There it goes. See ya. A long home run for Robinson Cano. And the Yankees lead 5-1. Multi-hit game in that 9-game hitting streak. He has been on fire. 22 for 37, and here's number 22.
9 straight multi-hit games. 60 on the season. Probably the hottest hitter in the league right now. You make any type of mistake, it's going to be punished.
What a beautiful swing and a beautiful finish. With a pose after the swing. I mean, hard to find a better swing in the big leagues, at least from a style perspective, how it looks. Smooth.
I was talking to Kevin Long, the hitting coach, watching Cano swing in batting practice, and he had swing after swing just like that one. And he says sometimes Robbie makes it look too easy that people think he can do it all the time because his swing is so beautiful.
Let's take a look at that swing. The Coors Light cold hard blast.
The little hesitation, yeah, the little hesitation at the end and the follow through, almost like a golfer blasting a drive down the fairway.
Now has 90 ribbies on the season with that 2-run blast and 32 runs, 32 home runs and 90 runs batted in.
Each time he hits one, a new career high.
Well, the Yankees are playing this game in the style that got them most of their 94 wins, a 3-run home run and a 2-run home run. They're certainly a more potent team when the ball leaves the yard. The 2-2. Foul away.
Well, certainly playing for home field advantage means a lot. The Yankees trying to get that with a win. They'll have it. They have the best home record in the major leagues at 50-30 this year coming into this game. where else they made hay against the National League. They also had the best interleague record, 13-5 versus the National League too. And those are the two categories that have propelled the Yankees.
Now, traditionally, they have the best record of any team in interleague play. So when June rolls around, the Yankees have been maybe rolling around the 500 mark, a few games over, but then they start to roll when they play the National League teams. And you said 13-5 this year, and that's been like the formula for the last 10 years or so during interleague play. Get to play the National League teams and start to take off. Build that record up.
Base hit for Swisher. Well, the Yankees now have 243 home runs as a team. Their franchise record was set in the championship year of 2009 with 244, so one to go. And that base hit by Swisher is the last pitch that Matsuzaka will probably ever throw for the Red Sox, as Bobby Valentine signals to the bullpen. He said the leash was short, but not short enough that the Yankees can't score 5 runs on 2 long home runs. Clinch the American League East and the #1 seed, and they will play at the wild card winner on Sunday to start the ALDS. Okay, easy. Now, if the Yankees lose and the Orioles lose, the Yankees clinch the American League East. They play at the Tigers on Saturday to start the ALDS. So the Yankees would then be the 2nd seed in that scenario. And if the Yankees lose and the Orioles win, get ready for a 1-game playoff at the Orioles tomorrow. It will start at 7:10, and that will be for the American League East title. For ticket information, go to Yankees.com/tickets if you'd like to go to any of the home games. Well, Bobby Valentine makes the call to the bullpen, brought to you by AT&T.
And this will be Clayton Mortensen, who comes in for the 26th time this year. A 1-1 record. And a good opponent's batting average, just .203. Tall, lanky right-hander. Originally from Indiana. Or make that Idaho.
Here's Teixeira, struck out against Matsuzaka. Count 1-0. Pitch outside, 2-0.
Well, the scouting report and the numbers kind of held up on Matsuzaka, who lasted just 2 1/3 innings. And gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, and Swisher is his responsibility at first base.
Check swing, slow roller, grabbed by Loney. There's one. On to Mortensen, not in time.
Well, Loney ranging far and wide. Slow roller, he was able to get over there near the hole, cut it off, make the accurate throw. And then the return to first, not in time. Teixeira getting down the line. You know, he's running a lot better than I thought he would.
He certainly has been tested. A couple of double play grounders last night. Potential another one here. No residual effect at all, it would seem.
Here's Granderson. Pitch is a strike.
You know, I think back to that one game in Baltimore, and he was not nearly as ready to be playing when he re-injured himself, running out on that final play of the ball game, trying to avoid a double play.
Count 1-1.
And Granderson's last year with Detroit in 09, he had 30 home runs. And the Yankees gave up their young prospect Austin Jackson to get him over here. They envisioned the short porch really helping him. Well, last 2 years, how about 83 home runs? Nobody has more over the 2-year period.
That and the fact that he was willing to work with Kevin Long to change his swing and his approach. He used to have that one-handed swing where the top hand would come off the bat, and he really quickened things up going to the two-hand approach. And it was a series in Kansas City where he missed a few games, and that's what they worked on. And Kevin Long said he was able to grasp it quickly, get the idea of what we were trying to do, and it's taken off from that point on. He said he's a good student.
Very good student. And very productive.
And he swings and foul tips it into the glove of Saltalamacchia, and that'll do it. But the Yankees get 2 runs on 3 hits. They lead 1. The 2 runs on that beautiful swing by Robinson Cano. We play 3. Yankees are on their way. They lead 5-1. New York State Smokers Quitline quiz as we go to the fourth inning. Since 1920, who's the only player to lead the American League in batting average, home run, RBIs, hits, and runs all in the same season? We'll find that out in the bottom of the inning. The first pitch to Cody Ross, a strike from Hiroki Kuroda. Yankees have a 5-1 lead. There's a base hit to left field. So Cody Ross is 2 for 2 against Kuroda.
And Cody Ross, one of the bright spots for Boston this year. He's really proved his worth. A lot of interest in him, whether he comes back to Boston next year or not. There's a lot of teams interested in his right-handed power bat.
He's really tough on left-handed pitching.
Pitch to Loney is low.
Anytime you've got Kuroda on the mound and you're the catcher, you know you're going to be tested because of that diving splitter that he has. Also a good slider. That'll get in the dirt every once in a while, too. Kuroda's among the league leaders in wild pitches, primarily because of his splitter.
There's a strike to Loney. 2-1. Loney grounded to second. That was in the second. Runner on first, nobody out. Yankees lead 5-1. 3-run home run by Granderson, 2-run home run by Cano. Laced the other way, and the slice is foul.
Well, so far tonight, it's only been one fly ball out to the outfield. That was by Salta Lamacchia to Nick Swisher. So a lot of balls hit on the ground. And that's what Matsuzaka's, I should say, Kuroda is thinking right now.
His last foul ball, Ichiro. He knows. Let's check in. Another update with Bob Lorenz. Bob? Thank you, Bob. We'll hear from Bob throughout this game with those updates.
Like I said the first time, they missed him during the course of the season. Out with that torn hamstring.
2-2. Grounded to first. Teixeira steps on the bag, fires to second to get 2.
Pitcher's best friend. We were talking about all the ground ball outs so far. And he right to Teixeira. Decision, throw to second. Nah, I think I'll step on first. It's right there. And there's the tag. Jeter gets the glove down, and he tags Cody Ross to complete the double play.
Here's Saltalamacchia. 0-1. Missed outside, 1-1. Saltalamacchia with a fly ball right in the second inning. Two.
Here's that nasty splitter. Comes to the plate, looks like that fastball, and all of a sudden it's going to take a right turn for us, and certainly a right turn for Kuroda.
Swing and a miss. Saltalamacchia down on strikes. No runs a hit, and because of the double play, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Ibanez will lead it off as Kuroda with a strikeout. So both games, Bob, going the Yankees' way as the Yankees lead 5-1 and the Orioles trail 3-0. So any combination, Yankees win or the Orioles lose, and the Yankees are the American League East champions. Raul Ibanez will lead it off. He struck out in the second inning. Pitch is low, 1-0.
I think back to last year, Michael. Evan Longoria hits pretty well in game number 162.
Yes, he does. Well, they trusted him last night. And his home run in the ninth inning, and Kenny explained this earlier, gave the Yankees an opportunity, as that one is looped into right center. They said to win a game for the first time all year. They were 0-58 leading or trailing after 8 innings. They were the only team that did not pick up a victory in those spots until yesterday.
Well, a few weeks ago, Raul wasn't swinging the bat very well. Well, now as he's closing out the regular season here, was he 1 for 2 tonight? He's 15 for his last 36. Heating up at the right time.
Here's Russell Martin. 0-1.
And here's something to think about. The last few years, the Yankees have gotten to the postseason, but they more or less had some leads where last year in particular, where they could just take it easy, didn't even try the last few games. Is it hard to turn it back on? This year, they haven't had that luxury. So a different approach to the postseason for the Yankees this year, where they've had to play hard down the stretch, pushed by the Baltimore Orioles day in and day out. So now they go in battle tested.
They have momentum on their side at this point. They have to feel really good about themselves, about reasserting every phase of the game down the stretch, holding off Baltimore up to this point.
Line down the left field line, foul.
Now, on the other side of the coin, people might say, well, how about, having big leads so you can rest players? That's true, too. But you're on simmer then. You're not really percolating. And sometimes it's hard to turn the heat back up and to get it going again.
The 1-2. Grounded foul.
I'm not sure which scenario I like best, to be honest with you. I guess it depends on your team.
It can work both ways. I think in this case with the Yankees, they've been trying to get guys healthy and get their full metal jacket of lineup going at one point, and they finally here at the end kind of have it with Teixeira back.
Well, when you look at tonight's lineup, you've got last night's hitting hero batting 8th, and Russell Martin's been pretty hot lately, batting 9th.
Could be interesting to see the final playoff roster and also the type of lineups that are thrown out there.
Yeah, you got Curtis Granderson batting 7th. The guy has 42 home runs. That's a pretty strong lineup.
Popped up. And over the Yankee dugout.
Russell Martin had a booming double his last time up. He's had some good swings in this at bat too.
You wonder, is Matsuzaka contemplating his future? Very little chance he'll be back with the Red Sox. His contract is up, and he did not perform well in this game. And unless the Red Sox rally, he will finish 1-7. The 1-2. 2-2.
The fans in that section have gotten a few souvenirs courtesy of Russell Martin. A-Rod fan, maybe now a Martin fan.
Well, he's 1 for 2 because he missed a foul ball during this at bat. But he did get that one.
A chance for more, and the 9th pitch coming.
Swing and a miss. So Martin loses that battle. Let's take a look now at the New York State Smokers Quitline quiz answer. Since 1920, who's the only player to lead the American League in batting average, home run, RBIs, hits, and runs all in the same season? I guess Babe Ruth, I would guess.
Yeah, maybe Luke Gehrig.
Let's see.
Carl
Yastrzemski.
That was his Triple Crown season.
Well, he is going to lose the title of last Triple Crown winner. Miguel Cabrera is going to get that. What a year in '67, the impossible dream year for the Red Sox. Now Cabrera's in the lineup in Kansas City tonight, and give him credit for that. He's first in average, first in home runs, and first in RBIs.
And that's where he's going to finish. Hey, as I mentioned the other day, he's won every one of those categories during the course of a season, but not all 3 in 1 year. So he's put it all together this year.
Grounded to third. Siriaco to second, one on to first. It's a double play. And that'll do it for the Yankees here in the 4th. No runs, a hit. Nobody left on base. We go to the 5th. Lavarnway will lead it off. Thanks, guys. You know they're really set when they have the sleeves rolled up the way they did, Lorenz and Curry. So they are locked in.
Working hard.
So is Cano. Pitch to Lavarnway is up and in 1-0. The Kia scoreboard 5-1. Yankees lead the Red Sox. Lavarnway grounds it foul.
Kuroda in great shape pitch count wise. Anytime you see 50 some odd pitches in the 5th inning, You're on track, ahead of schedule.
Grounded to A-Rod. He charges, fields, bobbles, fires. Got him.
After that first bobble, maybe a faster player, say Siriaco, might have beat this out, but this is Lavarnway, who by trade is a catcher. He's the DH tonight. So even on the double clutch, there's one. Oh, there's two. A-Rod with enough arm to get him by a half a step. Sensing maybe. No, didn't get the call.
Here's Siriaco. A-Rod gets another try, this one more difficult. And he can't get the speedy Siriaco as he throws it into right field, backed up nicely though by Swisher. That's going to be a base hit for Siriaco.
A-Rod was playing closer because Siriaco's a good bunter. And he might have beat that out anyway. So as Michael said, it's going to be a base hit for sure. Yeah, he would have had it.
He can fly.
Yes, he can.
He can really run.
You just saw the race car going down the line as opposed to maybe Lavarnway going down the line.
High fly ball off the bat of Iglesias. Ichiro is there, and he puts it away for the second out. Final game of the regular season here at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees again led the American League in attendance and trailed only the Philadelphia Phillies for average attendance per game. And a strike.
Think about the MVP type year that Ellsbury had
last year.
Yeah. You look up on the board and you see 272 and 4 home runs.
He went 30-30 last year, didn't he? Yeah.
Incredible year last year for Ellsbury. Also an excellent defender in center field and base runner as well.
Won a Gold Glove.
Obviously injuries this year derailed him, but boy, what a big hole in that lineup not to have this guy there all year.
He did such a good job out of the leadoff spot concerning the power. They were thinking about batting at third. Take advantage, give him some more RBI opportunities, but that ended early in the season. As he was trying to break up a double play at second base and came up with a dislocated shoulder.
32 home runs last year, 105 ribbies, 321 average.
Bobby Valentine got a little hot today when people suggested that he didn't run his best lineup out on Monday. And he said, how dare people say that? He said, that's the best lineup I could run out. And I asked him, well, you sat the guy who finished second in the MVP last year. And Jacoby Ellsbury said, well, the guy I replaced him with had 2 hits. He said, I just didn't think that was the move to make that day. He said, the guy who replaced him has 2 hits. We didn't lose that game because of our offense. We lost it because our pitcher couldn't get people out.
Well, you're not going to win many games when you give up 10 runs.
It is kind of hard to justify sitting down Jacoby Ellsbury because there's a lefty on the mound. But he justified it by saying Shea-Xuan Lin had 2 hits. Bobby had a busy day today. In a radio interview in Boston, WEEI, he said that his coaching staff undermined him.
And for the anthem tonight, he was standing out there with about 5 players and no coaches.
Well, it been reported in Boston, a lot of his coaches didn't even speak to him all year. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ellsbury down on strikes. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left at the end of 4.5. We are halfway through. Yankees lead the Red Sox 5-1 in game 162. The question, what has been the most disappointing part of the Red Sox season? Now, I don't know for a Yankee fan if there's been anything disappointing, but we'll see if any Red Sox fans voted. 52% said trading away the talent. Rotation 30%, injuries 18%. Kia scoreboard, bottom of the 5th inning. Yankees 5-1 over the Red Sox. And you know what? Trading away that talent might open it up for them to have a better team next year. Payroll flexibility. Here's Ichiro. Mortensen on in relief of Matsuzaka. Took over in the 3rd. Pitch outside. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike.
A lot of talk about, excuse me, Kenny, a lot of talk about when the Yankees made the trade for Ichiro, that they wanted to approach him and talk to him first. You know, we mentioned it several times. They wanted to know whether, you know, he would bat 9th, play left field, be a team guy, sit against some lefties. Not anymore. So much for that at this point. I mean, he's in there. And he's been a big part of this run down the stretch.
You know, we were in Seattle when that trade was made, and I think, David, this is exactly what Ichiro had in mind when he said he wanted to go to a team that had a chance to win.
Ground ball. Pedroia will get Ichiro. 1 away.
And when you see how he's kind of fit in with this team, particularly around the batting cage and how much fun he's having. In the last round yesterday, in his group, it's Robinson Cano, Derek Jeter, Nick Swisher, and Ichiro, and Russell Martin. And they have a round that this is your day. This is what you're going to do in the day. So you get 5 swings. He hit all 5 in the seats.
Alex would like one of those days. Count 1-0.
And he's always kidding with the other guys. My bad.
He's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, he does.
He really does. can give it and he can take it. From day one, the Yankees have embraced him, the players and the organization.
Now today during the round, speaking of how he's gotten along with his teammates, Derek Jeter is in his group, and as the pitch was coming to the plate, Tony Pena was throwing batting practice. Derek would say left center, right center, and he would hit the ball wherever Derek said as the ball was approaching home plate. That's bat control.
The 2-0. A strike to A-Rod, 2-1.
Didn't they have the Ichi roll? Up in the concession stand, the Ichi roll for the sushi roll out in Seattle.
It was very good. I've had some, yeah. But I think they're like half price now. So you can get a real good deal on it.
And the 2-1. Strike 2-2.
So they've kind of changed it around here in New York. Now you can get sushi here at the ballpark at Yankee Stadium, and now they have a Suzuki roll here, which I would assume is quite tasty as well. We'll have to get some of those sent up here, Michael.
Not for me. Here's the 2-2. Inside, 3-2.
There's no ketchup on it.
There you go.
Three-two. Line down the left field line. That is going to be an extra base hit for Alex Rodriguez. It's been a long time coming. 67 at bats, the longest streak of his career without an extra base hit. And that one-out double here in the fifth will do wonders for his confidence.
David, I always said you get to 3-2, it's put up or shut up. This pitch is in the middle of the plate. Good hitting. Good hitting pitch. And he rips it into the corner. There's Daniel Nava running it down. So A-Rod, the drought is over. His 17th double of the year.
He got robbed last night of a better hit ball by Ellsbury in the gap. What a play that was. This time he gets a changeup, speeds up his bat, and down the line for a double.
That one is drilled deep to right. There it goes. See ya. Another home run for Cano. A long two-run blast. And the Yankees lead 7-1.
Think back to what Kevin Long said. He gets criticized sometimes because he makes it look too easy. He's made it look very easy his last few games.
The only thing that easy about that was C.B. Buckner had to shove him out of the way so he could see whether it was fair or foul, as Robinson was posing just a bit.
23 for 38.
He's 3 for 3 tonight with 2 home runs. Now has 33 ribbies. Check that, 33 homers and 92 ribbies.
Best part about this, it's a changeup. And he's so locked in that he doesn't pull that ball foul. He keeps it around the foul pole on the fair side.
"16 games ago, Cano's batting average dropped below 300. And since that date, he's hitting .411, 30 for 73. Didn't like it under 300. He actually dipped to 293 at one point. Now he's at 312. $19-point game.
It's tough to do this time of year with so many at-bats.
The Yankees have now tied for the most home runs in franchise history with that blast. A mark set by the 2009 team. 244 home runs. And still have a lot of game to go. And Swisher walks.
Been on base all 3 times.
There's the list. Do they have one more in them? Little conference on the mound. What to do with Teixeira. Count 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1. Pedro Bijado is up for the Sox. Now we're talking about Robinson Cano's sweet swing, and Jack Curry on YesNetwork.com actually interviewed Robinson's dad, Jose, and Jose said he's had the same swing since he was a little kid. When he picked up the bat, that's how he swung the bat.
Well, you would think that Jose is the first one ever threw a pitch in his direction he could swing at.
Got to believe that Jose might have been the one that turned him around and showed him the left side of the plate. Why don't we try batting left-handed, kid? Because he's a righty.
And his dad mentioned how crucial that Robinson's hip rotation is in his swing. And a walk to Mark Teixeira.
Sometimes when pitchers give up home runs, it scares them out of the strike zone. They get very careful. Now back-to-back walks. It's almost not surprising after Cano hit a rocket up there into the second deck in right field. Then pitchers get a little gunshot.
Bobby Valentine signals to the bullpen. John Heyman reporting today that Bobby Valentine will be fired sometime after this game. Ben Cherington, the GM, said no comment. We'll be back. 17th time in 18 seasons. We'll stay with Yes throughout the playoff run for extended pre- and post-game coverage around every Yankees postseason game, featuring live on-site analysis and reaction from the players and manager, because no one knows the Yankees like the Yes Network. If this show, or should I say if this score holds up, that would mean that the first game the Yankees would play would be on Sunday. Pedro Beato takes over, third Red Sox pitcher. First and second, still just one man out. Yankees lead 7-1 on the power of 3 home runs, a 3-run shot by the man at the plate, Curtis Granderson, and 2 2-run shots by Robinson Cano. Beato deals outside with a breaking ball.
Yeah, we saw Beato in the first game of the series when the Yankees won 10-2. And he worked a scoreless 2 1/3 innings in that game.
One and one.
Nice changeup. Gramsci out front. Hitter thinking fastball.
Breaking ball strike. Count 1-2. Granderson's actually the only player left that could take the Triple Crown away from Miguel Cabrera, but he's got to hit 3 more home runs to do it.
Tonight? That's it?
Yep. You have to have 4 in this game.
That's a tall order.
If Cabrera doesn't hit one tonight. As Granderson goes down on strikes.
Yeah, Cabrera's 0 for 1 so far in Kansas City.
I wouldn't suspect he's going to play the whole game. Let's put it that way.
I like the fact that he's in the lineup, though. That shows me something.
Me too.
I think the Ted Williams story, when he hit 400 and insisted on playing both games of doubleheader at the end of the season, it means a little bit more. And I think last year the National League batting title doesn't mean as much because Jose Reyes took himself out of the game after a bunt single in the first inning. Got to see it through.
Didn't Ted Williams get 6 hits in that doubleheader?
6 for 7.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to. I think he solidified that 400 average. Did
406.
Yeah. 406.
Now I'm wondering if it was 6 for 8 after looking at it.
Yeah, but I'm wondering what was his on-base percentage that year. Because he walked a lot, too. I bet you he was on base over 50% of the time.
Chopped over the mound. Iglesias fields, and he will get Ibanez for the final out. But this game, it's been about Robinson Cano in the 3rd inning, a 2-run home run. Here in the 5th inning, even deeper, right down the line, another 2-run home run. We go to the 6th, 7-1 Yankees. It's the taken to scoreboard, and the Yankees are taking it to the Red Sox as they lead 7-1, top of the 6th inning. Kenny, I checked it out. I was right that I was wrong. 6 for 8 Ted was in the doubleheader. 4 for 5 first game, 2 for 3 in the second, and his on-base percentage for the year was .553.
Unbelievable. He walked 147 times that year.
And didn't win the MVP.
Tough league. Was that the year you were talking about somebody left him off the ballot?
I think somebody left him off the top 10, yeah, and that cost him. Swisher tries to make the diving play. He can't. As Pedroia gets himself a double to lead off the 6th. Another update from Bob Lorenz. He likes the finish line, and he is finishing strong. You could always say, well, gee, if they had him healthy, but he has been healthy in a long time. He's a guy who battles to stay on the field, and this is a battle to make this play by Nick Swisher. Just off the edge of the glove, so a double for Pedroia.
Can't fault the effort by Swish and Wright.
Pitch outside. We find out that Longoria also had a home run in game 162 in 2009. Line drive caught by Cano. Robbie's putting on a little highlight reel tonight.
As Michael called it, this is the Cano show. With the bat and now with the leather. Nava hits this one well. That's how you get your feelings hurt as a hitter. Think you got yourself a hit, but no.
Cody Ross 2 for 2 against Kuroda. Count 1-0.
The 66th pitch coming from Kuroda. About as efficient as it gets here in the 6th with 1 out.
Grounded to short. Jeter will get Ross for the second out. Here's James Loney.
Dude, I'm still staring at this .553 on base percentage for Ted Williams that year. Just astounding. To be able to sustain that much offense throughout a 154 game schedule.
Well, the year was 1941. He followed it up in 1942, Ted Williams, with a .356 batting average. And only a .499 on base percentage.
So he had an off year.
And then 3 years to the war.
Yeah.
1943, 44, and 45, military service.
And 42 was the year he won the Triple Crown.
Foul back. 36 homers in 42 and 1942 and 137 ribbies. So.
The highest all-time on-base percentage belongs to Barry Bonds. 609 in 2004.
That's like playground stuff. 61% of the time he was on base.
When you get intentionally walked with the bases loaded, it's time to go to a higher league.
Tony, at the beginning of the game, we mentioned the fact that in Japanese baseball, the number 18 signifies the ace of the staff. Kuroda's pitched like an ace tonight. Matsuzaka certainly did.
Line drive, right field. Coming on. Swisher, he makes the play to retire Loney. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees up 7-1. As we promised earlier, it's time for a sneak peek at Liam Neeson's new action film, Taken 2, in theaters Friday. First game on Yes. It's a first chance to see the new look Nets as they take on the Wizards in the inaugural season at the Barclays Center. It's Brooklyn Nets basketball. Get a first look Monday, October 15th. It's only on Yes.
We got a date this winter, right, Michael?
Yes, we do.
See the Barclays Center. Nets getting pumped.
Taking 2 scoreboard, 7-1. Yankees lead the Red Sox. Pedro Beato, the 3rd Red Sox pitcher, and he'll lead it off against Russell Martin. Birthday wishes today, and it's hard to believe. Dave Winfield, 61 years old today. Happy birthday.
I just had a tribute to Dave Winfield on the video board here at the stadium. Man, was he some sort of player. Big, strong, can run, hit the ball hard, great fielder, strong arm. Oh, he's in the Hall of Fame, right? Yeah, he is.
Without a doubt. And got his World Series ring north of the border in 1992 after he left the Yankees. Dave Winfield, part of the 92 Blue Jays World Series team.
Breaking ball just missed and a check swing by Martin. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Yankees lead 7-1. The Yankees are 9 outs away from clinching the American League East and clinching the best record in the American League and home field throughout the playoffs until the World Series. The World Series home field goes to the National League this year because they won the All-Star game.
Yeah, I know it's been featuring a lot of off-speed stuff. Slow curve, change-ups. Might have been a fastball count right now. Russell Martin was not thinking single on this swing. That does not bring back fond memories. Yeah, just that little movement at the end, and he gets on top of it. Fouls it straight down off his, look like the ankle, shin.
Watch the ground. Tough guy. With catchers, but Russell Martin in particular.
Oh! That's even more painful. So he'll take first.
Russell got back up faster after being hit by a pitch than he did when he fouled the ball off his foot. Look out, this is hit. Looks like it hit him in the elbow pad, which is a good thing. These last 2 pitches are tough on Russell Martin.
A bit of a ricochet as opposed to a direct hit as well. The second time he goes down in the dirt.
Here's Derek Jeter. 1-0.
Derek Jeter is assured of leading the league in hits. Came into this game, even though he's 0 for 3, had 215 hits. Miguel Cabrera had 205, and he's not going to catch him. So you lead the league in plate appearances, at bats, and hits.
Grounded up the middle and through for a base hit.
How many did you say he had?
Make that 216 hits on the season now.
Okay. Plus the fact Jeter has now reached base in 34 straight games. As the Yankees closing out the regular season, he too is on somewhat of a rush. The Yankees now with 10 hits in this game.
Here's Ichiro.
Ichiro's the only Yankee who's not been on base in this game.
There's a strike. Chop toward short. There's one. Not in time. As Martin moves to third.
Mitro still very tough to double up. It's almost like with his swing, he has a running start down the line, and that helps him beat relays on double play balls. And it helps, in this case, keep this inning alive and puts a runner on third and one out. That was pretty easy. That wasn't even a tough one to beat out for him.
Just gliding down the line.
Here's A-Rod. Count 1-0. Count 2-0. Scott Atchison is up.
A-Rod with yet another favorable count here from 2-0.
Popped up and out of play.
And the reason why I bring that up, he got the count to 3-2 last time, hit a double into the corner. Favorable counts usually mean better pitches to hit, more towards the middle of the plate. Hitters are more aggressive.
Just kind of takes the mystery out of it, right?
Yeah.
If you can anticipate anything in any sporting event, you're going to be better off, especially hitting.
Yeah. Anticipate and isolate. I'm just saying, anticipate the fastball where you want it.
Runner goes. Stolen base for Ichiro. Like a little bit of a delayed steal.
This is going to be stolen base number 29. He's been caught just 7 times. It's with the Yankees and Seattle this year.
And that was not a delayed steal. He's just got a slow start. Aggressive slide into the bag. So that forces the Red Sox to bring the infield in for A-Rod. 3-1 count. And A-Rod walks to load the bases for Cano. So Valentine's going to go to Atchison. Atchison against Cano with the bases loaded. He's already hit 2 outs. Stay tuned. 2-run shot. Pretty impressive, right? Well, watch the next one in the 5th. Right down the line. Even farther. And he playfully gets some late love there by Derek Jeter, which he does all the time with Cano. And now the crowd is expecting more. 3 for 3. Hit his 32nd and 33rd home runs. He has 94 runs batted in. And now he has the bases loaded. Atchison deals inside, fouled away. He's got a 9-game hitting streak, and it's Central Park softball time. 23 for 38. 10 extra base hits, 12 ribbies. His average jumped from 293 to 312. One and one.
Good year for Atchison. Just 9 walks in 50 2/3 innings.
Ground ball through for a base hit. 2 runs will score. What a night for Cano. And the Yankees lead 9-1, and they are creeping toward another American League East title.
A 6 RBI night for Robinson Cano. 4 for 4. Yeah, the hits, they just keep on coming. A-Rod's going to stop at second. But Martin and Suzuki are going to score.
Just when you're going good, you can hit a tight cutter in off the plate and get it in the hole.
The Yankees have scored multiple runs in 4 of the last 5 innings.
Pitch outside. Count 1-0. Swisher. Swisher's walked twice and singled. Six ribbies for Cano ties his career high. He did that August 22nd of 2010. His average now .313, so he's raised it 20 points in a short amount of time. Swisher with a sky-high pop-up. Loney makes the play. They call the infield fly rule. 2 outs. He's got 3 runs scored. He's got 6 ribbies. He has 2 home runs. Good way to be going into the playoffs. First and second, 2 outs. And here's Teixeira. Strike. Quickly 0-2.
It's been a great combination up the middle for the Yankees this year. The year Jeter's had and Cano. Versus left-handed pitching, Jeter leads the league in hitting, 364. Versus right-handed pitching, Cano leads the league in hitting, 353.
The 0-2.
You can put together a pair of middle infielders that are hitting over 300. You don't see that combination more. Mostly those players are for defensive purposes, and they give you that as well.
Cano will saddle up next to Miguel Cabrera in extra base hits on the year. Now 82 extra base hits. Cabrera with 84 coming into tonight.
Two and two.
Rough night for the catchers. So Lamarcus takes a foul tip, and he's hoping maybe that's the last one this year.
Got both legs on the ricochet.
Two. Missed inside, 3-2. Chop toward first. Atchison Field steps on the bag, and that will do it. It's been all Yankees, and it's been all Cano. They have 9 runs. He's driven in 6 of them. 9-1 Yankees as we go to the 7th. On the Cadillac scoreboard, they're up 9-1 as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Offensively, it's been about Robinson Cano, and David Ortiz has long been a fan of Cano, not against his team, though, but today's a spectator. Injuries not allowing him to play for most of the last month or so. But Cano with a big day, kind of overshadowing a nice performance by Hiroki Kuroda.
Kuroda gave up a run in the first inning, and since then has given up 3 hits.
Well, you look at Kuroda's stuff and what he's shown this year, and the toughness and savvy on the mound, and you look at his career record, it's kind of hard to believe he's 56 and 57. Doesn't seem like a pitcher who should be 1 game under 500.
I think with the Dodgers, the problem might have been run support. He pitched pretty well, but the Dodgers not the most prolific offensive team.
Well, there's no doubt about it. You know, I mean, it was the Hall of Famer Burt Blyleven that said it's not how you pitch, it's what day you pitch on a lot of times. And for starting pitchers, you know, without, you know, unquestionably, you know, run support affects your record. Kuroda's really never had it.
Well, if he wins tonight, his career record will be 57-57.
You'll never hear him complain about it, though. That's the beauty of Kuroda. Just so professional, so tough. Never once hear him complain about lack of run support in his entire career.
Missed outside with the fastball.
I thought he had a strike on that one. I had mentioned that of all the Japanese-born pitchers, he's second to Hideo Nomo. Of course, Nomo, as we look at the last pitch, just missed. Nomo threw a couple of no-hitters. And Nomo, I believe, with 125 career wins in the major leagues. So still a ways to go for Kuroda.
A couple of no-hitters, too, I think.
Yeah. I think he threw the first one ever at Coors Field. And then he threw one for the Red Sox against the Orioles at Camden Yards. And Nomo's featured pitch was a splitter. It was one of the best ever.
Big time fork ball, real wide split. The tornado when he first came over. This is his nickname. That delivery, turning his back. And even this year, Michael, Kuroda's gunning for his 16th win. He should have more. You know, his run support while he's been in the game, which is the most important number, not just run support overall. Run support, you realize while you're still in the game, is just 4.2 runs this year for the Yankees. The lowest among their starters.
Grounded sharply to Cano. He gobbles it up and gets Saltalamacchia. Another scoreboard update as we go to the studio with Bob Lorenz. Pretty amazing performance, and the Tigers have made the playoffs as well. Lavarnway checks his swing. 1-0. One now. Bottom of the 8th inning in St. Pete. Tampa Bay 4 and the Orioles nothing. 3 home runs by Evan Longoria in that game. Well, those guys have seen a lot of winning. This must be a very strange finish for them as Lavarnway swings and misses.
First 90-loss season for the Red Sox since 1966. They had the longest streak going of any team losing 90 games.
So many decisions to make going into the offseason for the Red Sox. Could probably envision a left side of the infield of Will Middlebrooks at third and maybe Siriaco at short next year.
John Lackey has struggled coming back from Tommy John surgery this year.
But he should be in the mix for the rotation next year. This is the year that he missed.
Lavarnway down on strikes, 2 away. Great pitch count for Kuroda. 84 pitches, 2 outs into the 7th. Siriaco takes high. Drilled into left center field. That is going to be trouble. That ball is in the gap. Cut off before it goes to the wall by Granderson, but Siriaco with great speed picks up a double, his second hit of the night.
Yeah, doesn't he wish he could play the Yankees every day? He's not really a young man. He's been in the Red Sox system for a number of years. I believe he's about 27 years old. He just hasn't had much time in the big leagues, but man, he has worn out the Yankees this year. Yet another hit. Granderson cuts it off before it gets to the wall. He is going to hit, and he's going to hit early in the count. Visions of Vladimir Guerrero come to my head. He hit early in the count. He wasn't going to let that first fastball pass.
Here's Iglesias. Breaking ball, no bite. Boy, that swing by Siriaco almost looked like he fell down. He swung so hard. At point of contact, like he lost his footing. The 1-0. Here's a swing by Siriaco. He fell over.
Yeah. He's unloading the wagon, isn't he? One swing.
Swing and a miss. The 1-2. Up the middle and through for base hit. Siriaco will score. It's an RBI single for Iglesias, and it's 9-2 Yankees. Larry Rothschild will talk with Kuroda.
That was a rare hanging slider. It appeared to be, and Iglesias went out and got it. And I was concerned because Kuroda reached up with his bare hand. That's what concerned me. And I'm glad it didn't make contact with his pitching hand.
Cody Epley is up.
Rothschild just giving him a break, talking to Russell Martin. Know what you're going to do here. Give him the bullpen time to get loose. And go ahead and finish in style and get this third out of the seventh and tip your cap and take the rest of the night off.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Toyota. Check out the Prius plug-in, the official hybrid vehicle of the New York Yankees. Strike to Ellsbury. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Kind of a half swing as Ellsbury goes down. In the seventh, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead the Red Sox 9-2, but will stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now, joining Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Going to be in that clubhouse covering all of it, so you want to stick around. And you can vote along with us for tonight's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 42951 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are Robinson Cano, or Robinson Cano. So your choices are clear. Vote now and make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Well, the Yankees are very close to clinching because the Orioles are very close to ending it in St. Pete. We will tell you when that's over. But the Yankees certainly not backing in because they took control of this game early, and they have held on. Chris Carpenter will come on. And he actually was traded to the Red Sox for Theo Epstein. Epstein left the Red Sox, and he still had a year left on his contract, so Carpenter was compensation for the Red Sox allowing him to do that.
Player to be named later.
Here's Granderson.
Now, usually what happens in those deals, a team would offer up a list of players to the other team, and they'd have their pick of one or two of them, depending on how many players they agreed upon.
So the Cadillac scoreboard, 9-2 Yankees lead.
Theo Epstein did not get a hit or get anybody out this year as well.
Well, the Cubs lost 100 games.
Yeah, Cubs didn't get many hits and get many outs either.
They lost again today, didn't they?
Yeah, the Cubs and Houston, 200 lost teams matching up. I think yesterday when that happened, that was the first time Since 1962, the 200 lost teams matched up.
Cubs actually won today.
Yeah, the Cubs actually won. It was a walk-off victory, too. So they almost lost.
Count 3-1 from Carpenter.
You can imagine we just saw Joe Girardi, coach and staff, getting closer by the minute. Clinching the division. Got to be very satisfying the way they've been pushed. Had a 10-game lead at one time. Everybody thought it was going to be a walk in the park.
High drive, right center. Ellsbury and Ross back. See ya! Another home run for Granderson. His second of the night. Yankees lead 10-2.
Last year was Granderson's career high 41 home runs. He's done a little better this year. His career high 43rd. And there you go, Michael.
Yankees now have hit more home runs this year than any Yankee team in history. 245 home runs, and this was the record breaker.
We've seen Granderson and that style of hitting a fastball out over the plate, almost away, and hooking it into the bullpen. Watch him reach and cover this pitch away and yank it with authority.
Well, he had two high towering fly ball home runs tonight.
Carpenter having some trouble. Count 2-0. So now he is tied with Josh Hamilton, and he's one away from Miguel Cabrera. Not sure if Curtis Granderson will get another at bat. So 2 by Cano and 2 by Granderson. And the 1 by Ibanez last night, bigger than any of them. Count 3-0. There it is. Close to being over. And a walk to Ibanez.
Well, there's some scrambling going on in the Yankees clubhouse. Rob Kakuza, the clubhouse manager, doing the prep work.
I can tell you from memories of days gone by, that's a pretty good feeling. I mean, you think back to all the work you did in spring training, how hard you worked, the injuries that befell the team during the course of the year. I just think back to one of the biggest ones in Mariano Rivera in Kansas City, laying on the warning track, and everybody thought, oh, that's rugged. Then A-Rod having his hand broken. Then Teixeira with the strained calf. I mean, these are big parts of your team. And then fight through all of that, then being pushed by a team that just was relentless, chasing you all September. A lot of pressure. And now it's moments away from being relieved, and a new pressure will start in a few days when you get to the postseason.
It's hard to list all of them, Kenny. Brett Gardner missed for most of the season. Michael Pineda, who was going to be a part of the rotation, didn't pitch one game for the Yankees. Andy Pettit was out for about 3 months, so they have battled through a lot. And as they always say, nobody's going to feel sorry for them. They certainly have the resources to make up for some of the injuries, but when you play your depth, you don't have any depth, and your depth sometimes shows why it's depth.
As Joe Girardi said all season long, somebody has to step up. And while this year, because of the injuries, it took a long time to get it done, they seem to be coming, all the pieces seem to be coming back together with the exception of Mariano.
And at the end of the day, Kenny, they're going to end up with the American League's best record.
And to show you how long this ride has been going on for the Yankees, with a win today, they would reach 95 wins in the season for the 4th straight year and for the 10th time in the last 12 years. That is some winning baseball.
I-95.
That one's driven into center field. Ellsbury makes the play to retire Martin.
And most of the time when they're on I-95, they're headed north in the standings.
Orioles just scored on a sacrifice fly to make it 4-1, but there's 2 outs in that game, and now Brett Gardner is going to pinch hit for Derek Jeter.
Gardner was out here earlier today taking batting practice, and I thought he acquitted himself pretty well. Of course, the game situation is different.
Well, when he came back and played in that first game a couple days ago at Joe Girardi's press conference afterwards, he sort of left it open that playoff roster is a possibility.
And he picks up his first hit since coming off the DL.
Didn't waste any time, did he? No take. I've been waiting how many months to get up here and get a hit? Solid single to right field.
So Joe Girardi talking to Ichiro, probably asking him, do you want to come out of the game? I guess he said no. He hasn't celebrated since 2001. Hasn't been in a pennant race since his first year in the big leagues.
If that's the case, you know he'd like to be on the field. That final out. It's from position player. It's a special feeling. You almost don't know how to react.
Well, they were hoping that a pennant race would rejuvenate him, and it certainly did. Over 300 hitter as a Yankee. Big plays in the field. And it's been a great, great pickup by the Yankees. They kind of took a flyer on greatness to see if it was still there, and he's proven that it's still there. And Jeter's been in a lot of these celebrations since he joined the Yankees as a everyday shortstop in 1996. Only once have they not made the playoffs. That was in 2008. And as a kid in 95, he sat on the bench, not on the roster, watching the Yankees against Seattle in that epic 5-game series. And Buck Showalter was actually talking about that yesterday, because he's got a lot of young players on his team. And he said, I want them to think that this is the way it is. He said, because Derek Jeter sat there and watched it in 95 and realized this is what they expect. This is the way it's always going to be. And it's turned out that way. Foul back. Although a lot of the credit has to go for him. Or to him.
But he just looked like he belonged the minute he put on the pinstripes in the big leagues. Derek Jeter, he was not playing in that postseason in 1995, but he was very much a part of that team and on the bench, and he was the first one to try to shake my hand after I got taken out of that game on the 147th pitch and ball 4 to Doug Strange. And no, I don't think about it too much, but but Jeter was there trying to shake my hand. First one to get to me.
That one is driven into right center field. That ball is in there and going to bounce up against the wall. Ibanez scores. Here comes Gardner. He'll score. It's a 2-run double for Ichiro. And the Yankees are pulling away. It's 12-2.
Well, 1 for 5 looks a lot better than 0 for 4. Throw in a double, and you get to watch Brett Gardner run.
Well, it's going to go up on that scoreboard in a second. It is going to be over. The Tampa Bay Rays beat the Baltimore Orioles. So the Yankees have clinched their 18th American League East title. They haven't shown it yet. I'm sure the dugout has been zeroed in on that score all night, but the Yankees certainly taking care of business here.
It's like waiting for the ball to come down at midnight on New Year's Eve, isn't it?
There's a strike to Alex Rodriguez. Those 2 dots will disappear, and F will go up there, and there it is. Derek's smiling inside, but he knows that this is just one part of the journey for sure. He's not in it to get into the playoffs. He's in it to win it. He's done it 5 times. Ichiro's in it for the first time since his first year in the big leagues. That cheer came so suddenly that it startled Alex Rodriguez, and he staggered out of the box, didn't know what it was for. And then everybody looked up at the scoreboard and realized what the cheer was for. And the 3-2. A-Rod walks. And Bobby Valentine will go to the bullpen to bring in a left-hander to face Robinson Cano. So think about it, everybody. The Yankees go to the postseason 51 times in their history, and they win their 18th American League East title. Congratulations to the Yanks. Yankees and the Rangers. Watch Alex Rodriguez in the batter's box and listen when the crowd starts going. Then he figures it out, realizes what it was all about. So he missed out on the hugs. They just pinch ran for him with Nunez, and he'll get some love in the dugout. Craig Breslow comes on to face Robinson Cano, who was 4 for 4 with 6 ribbies. And when they found out, the coaches give congratulations to each other. Pitch outside to Cano. Count 2-0.
Well, we can only hope that the postseason offers as much excitement as this last month of September. It's been fun to watch, to say the least. Pressure baseball. Yankees answer the bell day in and day out. And it seems the guys are getting hot like Cano at the right time. Swisher's been swinging the bat well. Russell Martin, Ichiro.
3-0 count on Robinson Cano with runners on first and second and 1 out. And he walked him.
Granderson.
Crowd does not like that walk at all. But a perfect night for Cano. 2 home runs, 2 singles, 6 ribbies, and now a walk. Yankees this year have tied the franchise record with 10 grand slams. So in a night of numbers, Nick Swisher could give them number 11 and the lead. Fouled away. Four teams are tied with 10 grand slams. And Nick has 7 career grand slams. Two and 1. Red Sox have used 6 pitchers. Daisuke Matsuzaka started. He didn't have it. He was relieved in the 3rd. Ground ball, base hit for Swisher. 1 run will score, and the Yankees lead 13-2.
Swisher continues his good hitting. He's been on base 4 times tonight. 2 singles, 2 walks, and he picks up a run batted in here, his 93rd of the season. Ichiro scores easily.
The 2nd highest RBI total of his career. Had 95 RBIs in 2006 with Oakland to go with 35 homers.
Teixeira takes outside. He's the 9th Yankee to come to the plate this inning. Count 2-0. Driven into right center. Long run for Ellsbury. He makes the play. Tagging is Nunez. He will score on the sac fly. Yankees 14 and the Red Sox 2.
Nice running catch by Ellsbury. Kept that from being a base clearing double.
Well, good at bat by Teixeira. Hits the ball in the button. Take that with you into the next few off days. No doubt Teixeira, with the calf injury and limited at-bats, still changes the look of that Yankee lineup. With Swisher, the switch hitter, and Teixeira, the switch hitter, in the middle of that Yankee lineup. We've got Suzuki with the speed, and Nunez, and now Brett Gardner as well as a potential.
Melky Mesa will pinch hit for Granderson. He grounds that one to short. And there's the force, and the inning is finally over. Yankees putting some icing on this postseason cake. 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th. They are the American League East Division champions, and it happened with A-Rod in the box, and the Yankees did some celebrating. More to come. Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by People's United Bank. Discover what know-how can do. Member FDIC. By the professionals in your Tri-State GMC dealer. And by Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the New York Yankees. Train's pulling out, but the playoffs are about to begin. Yankees will start it on Sunday against the winner of the wild card game between Texas and Baltimore. Hyundai scoreboard 14-2 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Cody Epley will take over for Hiroki Kuroda. And Danny Valencia will pinch hit for Dustin Pedroia. We've got some changes, which we will give you as we move along. And there's a strike. Gardner, Mesa, and Ichiro left to right. Then Chavez, Nunez, Cano, and Swisher. Cervelli is behind the plate. Fly ball. Left field. Gardner makes the play. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. I want to take this time here in the 8th inning to thank our Emmy Award-winning crew. We are so lucky to be working with the best people in the business, both here and back in the studio and in our home offices. And it's led by our producer, Bill Boland, and our director, John Moore. All the people in the truck that travel with us, guys like Mike Medvin and Ryan Rutherford and Josh Isaac, they've done an unbelievable job as that one is laced into left center field. It's going to be a base hit for Nava. Cutting it off is Gardner. He'll fire the ball in, and Nava gets himself a double. So we thank everybody involved. It's always a pleasure to come to work with people you love, and all the guys that work in the booth together. We just think they're the best. Robin Moore and Agnes Roach obviously are so important to what we do, and Joey Chavo as well. I mean, we can name them on and on. The people back in our studio, Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry and Nancy Newman and Jared Bosnack and Michael Cooney. And Troy Benjamin. Of course, our exalted leader, John J. Filippelli. We couldn't do it without him, so we thank them, and we thank the New York Yankees for giving us a nice product to announce every single game. We're very lucky.
Yeah. And, of course, our tremendous camera crew here. They are absolutely the best. Sound, tape. You're right, Michael. It's a pleasure to work with people who are in the top of their games. And, of course, this is our 11th year together.
Yeah.
It's flown by.
Been amazing.
Yeah. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Ken. And thank you,
David.
Tony.
My pleasure. I was thinking about the audio guys. Remember the David Price a few games ago started here at the stadium, and we got his grunt. Remember that? That was great. David Price was grunting so loud, and our audio was all over it.
We do want to remind everybody that we don't do the postseason games, and we're very sad about that, but that is the way of the world. But we will be involved every single game, pre and post game. It's the best coverage you're going to get. So wherever the game's going to be televised, you know you can come to Yes before the game for the pregame and after the game for comprehensive post-game coverage. We'll be on the road. We'll be here at the stadium. We'll be back at the studio.
Yeah.
This is the place to be. We don't have the game, but we have the coverage.
Yeah, the rest of it will be all over it.
1-2. Posednik pinch hitting for Ross, grounds it foul. So if 14-2 holds up, and I certainly think it's going to, I'll go out on a limb, the Yankees are going to meet the winner of the Orioles-Rangers game, and they will be either in Baltimore or Texas, because you start on the road despite being the #1 seed, and it's going to be Sunday and Monday at either Texas or Baltimore. Then back here at the stadium Wednesday, Thursday if necessary, and Friday if necessary. And as we mentioned, pre- and post-game coverage for every game on Yes. And if you want tickets to the games, just go to Yankees.com/tickets, and they will give you the times of the games and everything you'll need from that site, Yankees.com/tickets.
While Epley's in the game, how about the effort by Hiroki Kuroda tonight? 7 innings, 2 runs, 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, a couple of walks, and
Posednik strikes out looking against Epley.
And what his sweet 16th win of the year.
Career high for Hiroki Kuroda. Some of his best pitching.
It's 14-2, but you know Joe's going to mix and match. That's what Joe does. So he's going to take the ball from Cody Epley. He's going to bring in a left-hander just to neutralize Loney. You got to do that. So stick around and see how it goes. a look at the final season standings and complete playoff picture. Plus, Meredith Marakovitz is going to be in the clubhouse. Champagne celebration, the whole deal. Should get the team's reaction. We'll also have Joe Girardi's manager's report. It's the WB Mason postgame, and it's only on Yes. And as the late, great Bob Murphy used to say, it is going to be a happy recap. Runner at second. Rapata on to face Loney. Young lady's ready for the celebration. She's got the chilled glass. Ready to roll. Tony, do you bring the bubbly up for the booth?
Make a phone call. We can get that done.
I did want to take the time. We thank everybody behind the scenes and on the air. I want to thank the viewers. I mean, there's so many things to watch in the world, so many channels, so many programs, and for you to check in and watch Yankees on Yes, we appreciate it every time you hit that button. So thank you very much for being part of this for 11 years. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Loney down on strikes. No runs, a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 14-2 Yankees. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's been all Yankees, and let's take a look at the Land Rover drives of the game.
Well, it came in the 3rd and the 5th inning. Off the bat of Robinson Cano. His 32nd and then 33rd home runs of the year. He also drove in 2 runs with a single. 6 runs batted in for Robinson Cano. Plus our Land Rover drives of the game.
Power surge in the Bronx, carrying the Yankees to their 95th win, 3 outs away. Junichi Tazawa has been one of the Red Sox best pitchers this year. He's really done what he's supposed to do, and he will pitch the bottom of the 9th, or the bottom of the 8th, I'm sorry. Andrew Jones is going to pinch hit for Raul Ibanez. A lot of changes, what CB Buckner is getting from Joe Girardi and Bobby Valentine.
think he's checking to see where everybody's batting. Red Sox have made some changes defensively. He's trying to keep the paperwork straight.
Hyundai scoreboard, all Yankees 14-2. Now the Yankees and the front office have some decisions to make. How does the roster play out? Is Andrew Jones going to be part of that roster? Remember, he's had a very rough second half of the season. Didn't start yesterday against the left-hander, but he is pinch hitting here against Tozawa. Challenged him with a fastball and fouled it right back. Breaking ball low.
Red Sox too have made some changes defensively. Dustin Pedroia out of the game. Ivan De Jesus Jr. at second base. Played against his dad in the World Series.
High fly ball, deep left, Nava back, track, wall, and he makes the play. So Jones just missed the Yankees' 5th home run of the night.
Just didn't quite drive it, a little bit underneath it, and that's why it was a towering fly ball.
The difference in Yankee Stadium between the left field and right field, it's 314 down the line in right field, 318 down the line in left field. That's about the difference.
Cervelli wraps one to right field. And Posednik makes the play. What a play by Posednik. Well, let's see if he's okay. Looks like he is.
He nods his head that he's all right. Well, you know, you give him credit. They're down 14-2, and he's running into the wall, making the play.
Yeah, off the auxiliary scoreboard part where there's no padding.
Yeah, he can read the scoreboard and see what it says. After this, reaches out, hauls it in, stays with it.
Like hockey, it checked against the board.
Oh, you heard the thud.
It's been that sort of season.
Well, years ago, David, walls weren't padded.
You know, when the game ends, we'll have a rollout with all the names. And, you know, when you start mentioning names, you leave out people that you shouldn't leave out, like Ed Delaney and Woody Fryman and
Ashley Fugazi,
yeah. Ray Hopkins, Tracy Dalton,
yeah.
Mike Webb. So I don't want to slight people. All those names are going to be on the end of the postgame. So please pay attention, because those people really dedicate a lot of their lives to getting these games on and making this network what it is. So we thank them. Our stage manager Audrey, Jackie in the truck, and thanks to everybody. Brett Gardner lost one to right field. A little bit easier for Posednik. He'll make the play, and the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3. 3 more outs to end the regular season. Looks like it's going to be Freddie Garcia getting them. He's looking to pick up their 95th win. They would finish 95-67. And the Red Sox would finish the season at 69-93. Freddie Garcia will try to get the final 3 outs. And then the Yankees have Tuesday, or should I say Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to get ready for the first game of the ALDS, either in Arlington, Texas, or Baltimore, Maryland. Saltalamacchia fouls it back. 1-1. What a stark difference between the third base dugout and the first base dugout. In the first base dugout, they did what they wanted to do in the regular season, win the American League East. In the third base dugout, you could not have dreamed up a worse scenario for this team. Injuries, trades, turmoil, coaches and manager feuding. Looks like the manager might be fired. It has been a disastrous nightmare season for the Boston Red Sox, one that they never expected when they started spring training this year. That guy the last 2 days playing through a broken finger, wanting to show the young players that's what you do.
We just saw a shot of Hiroki Kuroda, who's back on the bench. What a job he did tonight. On all season as well, turned out to be a very prudent signing by Brian Cash for the Yankee GM.
Saltalamacchia swings and misses. 1 away. Let's take a look at how the playoff bracket plays out. The wild card teams in the American League, the Orioles and the Rangers. The winner of that game will host the Yankees in games 1 and 2. The A's are meeting up with the Tigers. In the National League, the best record, the Washington Nationals. They will play the winner of the wild card game, St. Louis and Atlanta. And then the Reds will play the Giants. Lavarnway grounds 1 foul. I've been asked by people, does anybody have times yet? We don't have times for the game. So you'll have to check your local listings, internet, as soon as Major League Baseball decides where they'll slot them in and the networks decide, we'll find out. There's a strike to Lavarnway. Swing and a miss. The last 4 Red Sox have struck out. 1 out away.
Enjoy the rush of the postseason, everybody.
Bobby Valentine taking one more look around. 47,393 here tonight. And going through the turnstiles this year, an American League high, 3,542,406 people. Here's Ivan De Jesus. Pitch inside. Moments away from a lot of yelling and screaming and champagne in that locker room. Yankee clubhouse will be awash in that distinctive smell of winners.
It's okay.
Knows the smell.
We can shampoo the carpets tomorrow.
Two and one on De Jesus Jr. Fouled away.
Soak it all in.
season over. And the Yankees are American League East champions, one step in the four they'll need to rule the world. Well, it starts in Tampa in the middle of February for spring training. A lot of injuries, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of grinding, a lot of games. 162, and the Yankees win 95 of them. And that means they win more than anybody else in the American League. The #1 seed in the playoffs, the American League East champions. And it is just one step for a team and an organization that has won 27 titles. And they get the requisite T-shirts and hats. And the celebration will begin in a couple of minutes. Remember, you got to stick around for the post-game show, find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game, and take part in the celebration from the safety and dryness of your couch. Well, CC Sabathia is going to start that game one against either the Rangers or the Orioles. And it was important this year, David, to win the division. They didn't want that one game and out. You want some maneuverability, and a best of 5, certainly a better choice.
Absolutely. It's a crapshoot in the best of 5 series. As you have noted, Michael, I mean, Yankees with the best record in the American League are going to have to open up on the road, you know, in a 2-3 format in the first series. But the home field advantage really pays off in a 7-game series. So that's where they're hoping to get through that first round and take advantage of home field advantage in the next round.
And they'll have that, as you said, through the first 2, and they'll live with not having it in the World Series after the National League won the All-Star game. So they got their nice new playoff hats.
I'm sure there's a lot of relief in the middle of the diamond here. After all the hard work, you know, the extra batting practice, throwing bullpen sessions, coming back from injuries.
Coming back from retirement.
Yeah. Let's not forget that. Coming over from Seattle is exactly what he envisioned. A chance to play on a team with a chance to get to the postseason.
It's part of the culture here in the Bronx. 17 times in the last 18 years they've made the postseason. You get used to it. But it should never be taken for granted. It's a very long road to get to this point. And Hiroki Kuroda gets the win tonight and gets to celebrate and head to the postseason. A lot of smiles. But we can't stress enough, it's just the beginning of a journey.
Yeah, no horses yet.
Meredith Marakovitz is on the field. What do you got, Meredith?
Well, Michael, I'm joined with the captain, Derek Jeter. Derek, you guys certainly made this interesting. It took 162 games, but how does it feel to finally be able to say the 2012 Yankees are AL East champs?
Oh, we had a great year. I mean, that's the bottom line. It took 162 games, but, you know, we were able to win the division, have the best record, and now the real season starts.
It seemed as though you guys came in with the mentality that you weren't going to lose this game. How much did that Curtis Granderson 3-run shot set the table for tonight?
Oh, it was huge. I mean, Kurt's been doing it all year. He's come up with some big home runs for us. But, you know, with Hero on the mound, we had a lot of confidence in him, and we thought we were going to win this game.
What was going through your mind when you saw that final score down in Tampa flashed up on the scoreboard?
We still have to win this game.
And you look at this as a little more satisfying to be able to go in with a win in front of your home fans here?
Of course. Our fans, what can you say about them? They stuck with us all year, every year, and we wouldn't be here without them.
Derek, thanks for the time. I'll let you enjoy it with your team.
Thank you.
Send it back upstairs, guys.
Well, he burst upon the scene as the Yankees' everyday shortstop in '96, and he's known nothing but the playoffs except for the 1 year in 2008. He's won 5 world championships and looking for number 6. So the Yankees are about ready to celebrate. Derek's been on a lot of these rooms and been sprayed with a lot of champagne. And up those stairs to the right and then to a quick left in the Yankee clubhouse is going to be the scene of a big-time celebration. We got so much more to come here at Yankee Stadium. We'll have the champagne celebration, but now we throw it to our studios with Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. Take it away, guys.